Hello, I am live at lunch again, and I've been trying to decide what I was going to talk to you about today. And part of what I've been hearing with the teachers I've been teaching today and some I've been coaching is they just feel like they're hustling all the time, and it gets exhausting, especially when you are a teacher. You don't just teach Pilates, you study Pilates, you do Pilates, and then there's this whole other business side, and it's not just keeping track of receipts and money in and money out, but it's also maintaining a presence and so that new clients can find you, and not just any new clients, but the right clients. And then how do you get back to them? It's enough to make you feel like you're working all the time, and then you don't even really feel like you got to teach a lot. So I don't feel like I hustle that much, and there's a lot of reasons why that is. One of those is knowing who my ideal client is and only making sure that I'm focusing my energies on talking to them. And I've talked about that before in blogs and live at lunch, like knowing who your clients are. There's a blog on marketing on who do you want to talk to. Another reason I don't feel like I hustle that much is because I know exactly what times I need to fill. And so I only offer up those times. And I really encourage my clients to take advantage of any extra times I have so that I have my clients coming in 2 or 3 times a week. But what if you don't have those clients? Like, what if you are just trying to get more business in, but you got to teach? You don't have time to go knocking on people's doors. You don't have time to do the hustle. And really, who wants to do the hustle? I will say there's not a lot of hustle that has to be done if you have a website that works really well for you and it's really set up for you. And one of the things I notice when I check out studio sites is a few things. They're not mobile friendly, and 80% of people go to my website from their mobile phone. So if only 20% of people could see what I had to offer because they're at their computer, I would have 80% less my business. And also another thing that I see is a lot of people's about pages talk about that teacher's experience finding Pilates, but not about what Pilates is with them and what that client's experience could be like. And there's a whole host of other things that your website can be totally doing for you. It's probably not. And there's a lot of reasons why it's not. You don't know what it needs to be doing. So that's really hard. You're an expert in Pilates, not an expert in designing a website. But also, talking to a web developer can be really difficult. They don't always know what you're doing. They don't really know what your business is, and they can set it up comparatively to someone else's website. But we all know that Pilates is very different. Everything about running a Pilates business is different than running any other service industry business. So your website and web developer need to understand that. And we want to arm you. I want to arm you with the tools you need to go back to your web developer and get the website that rocks your business so you can hustle less and teach more. So this Monday, I had a web developer. It's my web developer. He and his business partner have taken over all of my sites, and they freaking rock. All of my sites rock, and they do more for me than I ever thought was possible. I'm actually going to relaunch Profitable Pilates website this week because there's some other things that it can be doing for me. And this is the best assistant I have. I actually don't have some personal assistant doing things because my website can do all of those things for me. My web developer team, Stripe Rhino, has made a lot of Pilates instructors' websites, so they totally know what your business is capable of and what it's supposed to do. And because they also run Profit Pilates, they know exactly what kind of the things I want their Pilates businesses to be able to do. And so that's why this week's webinar is actually, this week's blog and this week's webinar are all about answering your website questions and making sure you have the tools you need to go back to your web developer and demand changes to your website to make sure that it is running the way it can run. Because yes, websites can sound really expensive, especially if you don't make them yourself. But I don't encourage anyone to make their website themselves unless you're already a web person. I would rather see you pay someone that, because you can make more money and the amount of hours it'll take you to launch a website than it will cost you to pay that web developer who's an expert in making sure that all the stuff that you don't realize that's in a website is done so that your business can be found when you're just hanging out. that people can be setting up sessions while you're teaching, that you could literally have this like personal secretary who's also a marketer doing all these things for you. But you have to know what tools you need, and your web developer is not always going to ask you, because what they're really good at is not talking to you, but talking to computers. And so it's really hard to find the right people who actually can talk to people and know the ins and outs of computers. And so Brad is going to be with us on Saturday's webinar. And if you are like, but Saturdays is my day off, I don't do it, don't worry. Register anyways. I'm going to let the replay go up for 1 week only. And so you can watch it, rewatch it. You can watch it anytime during that week if you've registered. But you have to register to get a slot, to get the emails to go on and watch it. If you're not going to watch it live, then send your questions in early. I'll make sure he gets to them on the webinar. And then we'll go from there. But why don't you do this for yourself, so that you can just literally ask any question you think might not be the smartest question in the world, or might be the most difficult question in the world, and have someone explain it to you in terms that you can understand, because they know what Applies Business needs to do. And they know how to work websites. So that's what I'm offering you. I will put the link up to register for the webinar in the notes of this, so once I hit finish. But you can also go to ProfitaablePilates.com, click webinars, and it will be the one that's up there. If you have questions, send them to me at Leslie, Lesley, at ProfitaablePilates.com. So hustle less and get a website that rocks your business. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.